Good morning, America. It's Taylor. I wanted to tell you something that I've been so excited about for a really long time, have been planning for ages, and I finally get to tell you I'm going back on tour. The tour is called the Eras Tour, and it's a journey through all of my musical eras of my career.
I know you've been like a fan of Taylor's for close to 17 years, right?
Yes, yeah, since 2006. When did Tim McGraw? 2006, Tim McGraw, right?
I believe so. I mean, it all runs together at this point.
Yeah, I believe it's July 2006, but yes.
So you've been a fan for Taylor for 17 years, right?
Yeah, very, very long time.
So basically since the very start of her career.
Yes. I first saw her at like a chili cook-off in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
She was like the very first person to go on also.
Wow. So is that how you first found out about Taylor?
No, I think I heard Tim McGraw on the radio.
I have been a Swiftie since, I would say, the Fearless era, early. I'm pretty sure I was really young then, but I remember getting the album from the store, and I have distinct memories of sleepovers with friends growing up, and we were making dance choreography to Fearless and 15. And so, yeah, I've been a fan of Taylor Swift for well over a decade now. I feel like I've really grown up with her, and that, has really shaped my life at its core. Having, one person be a part of, who I am for so long, through all the stages of my life and all the stages of her life. And that's been really, incredible.
So how did you first hear of Taylor Swift?
I used to have this friend named Ashley, but we were really close in middle school and high school. Mm-hmm. And one day we were going to see a horror movie in the theaters, and when I got into her mom's Orange Durango, her mom was playing this really cool country sounded to me, it sounded like a country pop kind of song. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my god, who is that? She sounds awesome. And she was like, oh, this is a young artist named Taylor Swift, and this is her song Tim McGraw. And I was like, oh, it's I really like it. But she handed me the disc. It was just like a burn disc, from I don't know if you remember, they have these burned CDs things. Yeah. And it was just a silver disc, and that was the first time I ever heard Taylor. So It was, ever since then, it was just kind of oh my gosh, as I kept listening, it just got better and better.
Why did you become a Swiftie? Was it her music that drew you in, or was it her, or a mixture of both?
Definitely both. I remember being, just a young girl growing up, trying to figure out, what I liked and who I was. And I think I really gravitated towards her. She's always been very likable and charming. And she's had, such an excellent discography throughout the years, where there's been little bits of everything for growing up, for getting older and losing friends and making friends, and experiencing your first heartbreak and what that feels like. Yeah. So I just think the complexity of who she is as a person and her music really solidified that relationship I have with her and her music.
It did start off with the music. Mm-hmm. I can't lie. A lot of I guess because me and Taylor are kind of almost similar age. Anything that she was kind of going through and then writing about, I would like reflect back on it because I was going through it as she was like continuing to write about it. Like even today, like she'll write lyrics and I'm just like I connect to them like on a personal level than a lot of fans do, which I know a lot of fans do, but like for me personally, like that's kind of how my love for her grew. Mm-hmm. And then also like in her interviews, I think she's just like a very like upfront and like genuine, nice, human being. And I love artists like that.
I guess like she was like around my age, like kind of I guess going through the same stuff that I either had already gone through or was about to. So I just kind of resonated with her, I guess.
She's always like upfront. Like I feel like she's one of those artists that she's not gonna like create stories or anything like that, like twist anything around. She's just gonna tell you upfront what's really going on, how it's going down, and she just sticks to like the facts of everything. And I really love that about her because she's sweet and genuine and nice while she's doing it, but she's also taking care of business.
Yeah, totally.
And I feel like that's kind of how life is a little bit.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on like Taylor's relationship with her fans? Because it seems like no other artist is like that.
Yes. It's another level. Mm-hmm. So I have a friend that went to the Reputation tour with my fiance, and so my fiance's first like Taylor concert was 1989, and unfortunately she didn't like go down and like walk the crowd or anything like that. But with Reputation, when he got to like both of them, like my fiance and his friend, when they were sitting in the nosebleeds and they saw her actually like walk through the crowd and like meet fans and all of that stuff, it was like kind of like they were like whoa, like what just happened? And then I had to tell them, and like now that after she just did that, she's about to go backstage and meet additional fans that are selected like throughout the crowd. And it's just like I love that about her because I know she's not doing it this tour. I get it, with COVID and everything that just happened and continues going on. I feel like she still has that genuine love for us. You'll see her go up to the stage and like she's like looking directly at people and making eye contact and saying hi and blowing kisses and stuff, just being Taylor. And I feel like that's how she's keeping that connection with us, and it's very special. It's very special because a lot of people, nowadays I feel like after COVID hit, I feel like everybody kind of needs that like little bit of security from a person. And when they get that from someone, it's like, oh, like I love that.
Yeah, I think I have, I am really passionate about like live music and, going to shows and like interacting with musicians. And I have never met a musician that does anything to the caliber of what Taylor Swift has done for her fans, ranging from secret sessions to paying for, giving them financial aid for different stuff over the years and sending Christmas gifts to them and picking out stuff and going out of her way to make sure these people are able to go to shows or to meet her at the show. I think that she says she loves her fans and she proves it. A lot of artists can get online and say they love the people who are, spending all this money on them, spending all this time on them, but to actually show it in such like a caring and profound way, I feel like is a really unique aspect of Taylor's career.
I actually love how she is with her fans. I think it's so cool that like she's like, we always laugh like, oh, this urge to gatekeep global superstar Taylor Swift, but like literally just so good to her fans that it's weird. Like she tries to interact or like make sure to include as many people as she can. Like the fact that she talks to them online, like that's just so cool. Like no one does that.
I mean, it's like, her being active on Tumblr as well, like that, it felt like such like a very like niche thing. It was like it was just something for us Swifties.
Yeah, and like we've got all these like fun inside jokes with her now because of it. Like it's just really cool, like to have that. And like not be like, you're not friends with her, obviously, but like
Yeah.
she tries to make sure that you think she's your friend.
So, why did you decide to try and purchase tickets for this tour?
Why? Because I love Taylor and I could not wait to see her again. It's been 5 years. It's been a long time coming.
So like I was gonna go no matter what. I had already told everybody I'm gonna be there. I have to try and fight to get good tickets, which luckily we did. But it was the main focus of this one was the Eras tour, right? When I saw the word Eras, I was like, oh man, like she had to have, like, in my mind, I was, because just like a year and a half, maybe a year ago, after Evermore dropped, I had tweeted out and I was like, it would be so cool if Taylor did like an Eras type of tour thing. Yeah. And then when Midnight's dropped, I mentioned it again. And then like in November, she was like, oh, hey guys, Eras tour. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to go back and she's going to play Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now. And I just kept going on. And I was like, that right there, I have to go. Like, I can't miss it. Like, she's going to do everything that like I like found her on, like her first album, when I first noticed her, to like current. I feel like that's like just so awesome.
As soon as we heard rumors that there was going to be a tour for her new album, potentially Midnights, that she was releasing, I was ecstatic. I missed Rep Tour, and then Loverfest ended up getting canceled. So I was ecstatic. She has been someone I've looked up to and, followed throughout her career for, 13 years now, maybe. And so I was just really looking forward to the opportunity to see her tour. And I knew that people were also excited for her tour, but I don't think I ever truly conceptualized the amount of people, the unprecedented amount of people that were also looking forward to this tour.
What was your experience in purchasing tickets for, the Eras tour?
It was stressful, for sure. Like, I'm kind of like upset that we didn't get the opportunity to do what we did with the Reputation pre-sale, where we had that option to watch her music videos, buy merch, do all these activities in order to get the boosts to get to that green level and get that spot in line. So that's what I missed. But with this like pre-sale, and I knew it was going to be bad because I was like, oh, she hasn't toured in like 5 years. This is an Eras tour. So that means all of the fans that were like here for her like country albums, Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, up until Red, they're all going to bounce back and they're going to be like, we have to go to this because she's going to play everything that we grew up with. And Matt, when I went in there and I like pressed the button to like get into the queue, it took me from when they went on sale like 10 o'clock all the way to about 3 o'clock to actually get in on my end. And we had 6 computers up throughout the house. Actually 7. It was 7 computers. My best friend was here. Luckily, thankfully, about an hour in to waiting, she got in. So I like ran, grabbed her laptop because she was on a call, brung it in here, got the tickets. But then I still had to get tickets for like my sister and my fiance and everybody else. So I had to stay on the other computers, and it was horrible. Yeah. It was a horrible experience.
Before Eras tour, I have seen Taylor 4 times total, which was, an incredible privilege. I am so grateful for that opportunity. And I remember, how easy it was for me to get those tickets. So going into this experience, I was nervous, definitely. I think there was a lot of chaos and nerves between like Swifties, in real life and online, and everyone was kind of nervous, but I honestly felt like, there are 60,000 seats. I'm getting the ticket. There's these massive stadium tours, and I was, confident, maybe a little too confident going into this. And so I luckily got verified fan and had a boost, which was, so lucky. I'm really glad Taylor and her team did that for people. And I had a Capital One card. So I had 2 opportunities to get tickets. And I remember the first day for the pre-sale, I had Ticketmaster open all morning. I was, anxiously waiting. I had joined the waiting room as soon as I could and, was ready to join the queue as soon as 10 a.m. hit. And after that, things really went downhill. I was trying to get tickets for the 6/3 Chicago show. So luckily, I had an hour between me when I was getting tickets and all of the tickets for the Eastern time zone shows that were going on sale. So I kind of saw online how things were going with them, and I, was immediately nervous. So the queue opened, and I think I checked and I was like 30,000 in line. And that was, a big hit. That was devastating. And I remember a few minutes after that, I think by like 10:04, the queue had been temporarily paused, which did not end up being temporary. I believe the queue was paused for, I want to say it was almost like 5 hours before I ended up getting in to the screen.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I had to go to class, and that's the only reason I remember.
Really just 5 hours of like sitting there, because I couldn't close Ticketmaster. I couldn't refresh anything because I was terrified. I really just had to kind of sit with my computer and wait to see what would happen. And so when I eventually got in, it was like 3 p.m. Central Time. And I was able to see tickets on my screen, and there wasn't a ton left. I remember most of the tickets that were showing up were VIP tickets that were ranging between $500 and $900, which just wasn't that realistic for me for the seats they were. I believe it was mostly like back of the floor seats at that point. And so I was trying to put those tickets in my cart, and they were showing up, but as soon as I put all those tickets in, selected them, I got an error on my screen like every single time that was like unable to process this on your device. And I just remember getting that error over and over again, and eventually it just kicked me out of that queue. And at that point, I really had just given up on those tickets. And so the only ticket I was able to get for myself was the next, I believe the Capital One sale got delayed a few days. But so a few days later at that sale, I was able to secure a ticket, not for the Chicago show still, that I really just had no luck with. But yeah, it was for a Gillette show that I finally got a ticket for.
It was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Okay, not the worst thing that ever happened to me, but like it was up there in the top 10 of not a great day at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually not true. So my best friend Jessie, she had court in the morning, so she had me buy her ticket for her to Gillette. Yeah. And the people that I was supposed to be going with, we were all on a FaceTime, and they were all struggling, couldn't get in. And I got in, bought her ticket, got out again, got back in, bought my friend 2 more tickets under her code, and then everything went to but I had a very quick experience just getting hers for her. And then Denver was my show that I was getting for after that. And it was absolutely horrible. I was waiting for hours. I think I waited like 8 hours, and then got to the front, got kicked all the way back to the back. It was not fun. The Capital One sale though was easy. Got in, got my ticket, got out. That was fine. But yeah, it was a disaster of a day. But
right after the pre-sale, everyone was upset, and there was a lot of people lashing out at Taylor. People were really angry, and people were mad at her for what they assumed was her not doing more to make sure this went well. And I think Ticketmaster really played into that in the beginning. Ticketmaster was giving out a lot of confusing messages, a lot of different reasons for things, and to have silence from Taylor was stressful, and a lot of people took it the wrong way. A few days later, I think it was like November 18th, she did her Instagram story where she released her statement on the situation. And I was not doubting Taylor before, but it was just so reassuring to see that she had done everything she can. She had repeatedly asked Ticketmaster if they could handle this volume of tickets and volume of registered fans. She had gone to so many meetings with Ticketmaster's team to make sure this would be able to be efficient and this was going to work. And for them to throw her under the bus in the beginning was extremely disappointing.
I've been buying tickets. I honestly I can't even tell you for how long. I'm 31, first of all, and I've been going to concerts since I was 8 years old. My first artist was Celine Dion when I first saw. So from between like Celine Dion, like Miley Cyrus, and NSYNC, Britney Spears, like calling in to Ticketmaster to purchase tickets or showing up at the box office to actually physically give money to buy tickets. Even like with online, like online has never been this hard. Since Taylor's pre-sale, which luckily we did get into, thankfully, for the pre-sale. Since her pre-sale, I have signed up for about 10 other pre-sale to get verified as a verified fan pre-sale through Ticketmaster, and I haven't gotten into one.
Wow.
All 10 of them I have had absolutely no luck getting into, so I know that there's a huge flaw in the lottery system that Ticketmaster has. And it's honestly, it's killing the concert experience for me. I'm not happy buying tickets anymore. I'm extremely stressed out buying tickets, and it's not something that you should be stressed out about. You know, it's if you're gonna get in, you're gonna get tickets. Like it's meant to happen. But there are specific artists that, like Taylor, for example, where if someone doesn't is a huge fan, they don't get that pre-sale code, it's devastating. And it really is, like, because this could be something that they are absolutely looking forward to, and they're unable to attend because of a lottery system, which just, it's not right.
I think it's the, resale policies can definitely be like a difficult task. There's like a lot of complexity there, I know. But I know artists like Ed Sheeran and Muna, who are both fans or, friends with Taylor Swift and have toured with her. I think they have done things to cancel tickets that were being resold for, way over face value. I think that is something I would have really liked to see on the Eras tour. And I mean, it's not too late, but I know both those artists made such a big deal about canceling tickets that were way over face value, or Ed Sheeran has a lot of complex ticket policies to make sure his fans get tickets. So yeah, I would really like to have seen, not necessarily reselling, completely got rid of, but I would have loved for the resale prices to be capped at face value, because I think that ensures that, people like bots are not going into this, getting 20 tickets and reselling them on SeatGeek and StubHub for $5,000.
This whole situation is almost making the concert experience such a luxury, and it's like, I mean, everyone should be able to experience live music, live events in general.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And what was upsetting about this pre-sale for Taylor is so we recently got front row seats. Arlington just released seats yesterday, the day before yesterday. And when we got in there and purchased them, I think we paid $511, $564 for front row. And I was like, okay, that's actually, for her, that's amazing, and then I go back and I'm talking to my best friend. I'm kind of upset, because I understand I bought a VIP package when we first bought seats, in November. But the fact that I'm getting a front row seat on seats that have been held onto and were just released and aren't VIP, I would have probably purchased that and got a ton of merch rather than paying $1,028 for one single VIP package and having seventh row.
Yeah.
It's just kind of unsettling. And I know it, like I said, it has it has everything to do with Ticketmaster at this point, because they held those seats and then released them, a week before the show. Mm-hmm. So it's just that's what I'm telling you. It's messing with the whole concert experience and the concert buying experience, that it becomes so draining.
Going all the way back to the Red Tour, I remember there was Taylor Connect, which was like a kind of like a social platform for Taylor fans. And I remember people who were on there we got offered like pit tickets for like $150, which was like unheard of back, Taylor Swift could never sell pit tickets for $150 now. There's like so many costs and factors that go into that. And so I remember Taylor's always, made it such a big part of her tour experience to get the opportunity to, I guess, dedicated fans. And the thing is, it's like, I definitely think there could have been more potentially done to make sure that it was, people who have supported her for a long time or, have purchased her merch and stuff to get tickets. But I really do think everyone should get the opportunity to see Taylor Swift in concert. Like, I remember my first Taylor concert and it really changed me. And if it's someone who's never seen her before, someone who just got into her, I want them to be able to experience that too for the first time.
Who do you think is to blame in this pre-sale disaster?
Ticketmaster.
I do think Ticketmaster was definitely at fault.
Oh yeah, 100%. They need to fix the lottery system, or I feel like I strongly feel that these artists that are really big, like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Drake, Blackpink, all of these huge K-pop, pop, rock artists, AC/DC as well, they get pretty bad too. I really feel like they need their own ticketing system to make it just specifically for their fans.
It's not the fans' fault. It's literally Ticketmaster, a horrible monopoly with really bad infrastructure. And first of all, acting like they didn't know what they were getting themselves into, despite the fact that they gave out the codes, but whatever, that's none of my business. It's Ticketmaster's fault.
It just felt so reassuring that she saw how much of a struggle it was. I remember just Swifties in general after that day, even if they had gotten tickets, we were just exhausted. Like, everyone was exhausted because we had really spent 5, 6, 7 hours staring at a computer screen. We were trying to get all these people to help buy us tickets, and like there was so many people like involved and so many accounts and verified fan codes. And I just remember that the general feeling was that this was intense. And I do think it has been unlike any other ticket experience I've ever had or ever witnessed.
It just, with Ticketmaster being such like a monopoly, is kind of hard like to break that up. And so, do you think anything can be done about that? Like, if fans can make an impact on getting Ticketmaster broken up?
I feel like we've tried it. I feel like it kind of was taken as a joke, to be honest.
I don't think that congressional thing that they did was really anything except to appease fans, but that's a step in the right direction, because the government do it, which means Ticketmaster is going to be on their best behavior.
I noticed that a lot of them were just using the time to make little like funny moments of like using her lyrics and stuff, which is great. But if you're going to do that, we need you to like fully take a step back and like acknowledge that the concert industry is massive in the United States. And in order for you all to continue to receive payment at the level that you are doing that, you have to make business in the States as well as outside of the States, because Ticketmaster is like worldwide.
Yeah.
So if we just have this one set or one ticketing site, it's it is kind of frightening to the artist to jump to like SeatGeek to sell or something like that,
How can fans make a difference with this whole Ticketmaster situation?
Be loud, as loud as you possibly can. We've got on our Vigilante Legal website, we've got 2 different templates. People can go and grab those off there, add in their own stuff if they want, tell their story. Getting those out there is the only reason. That's the only way the government's going to respond, is the more people who do it and the louder we are. They can't ignore that.
She's cultivated such a culture of like caring about each other within the Swiftie community, and I feel like Swifties have taken that and multiplied it by 10. I feel like Swifties do so much for each other. in terms of just supporting each other and being there for each other, or giveaways, or we see like Eras Tour resell, spending like these like girls spending all their time online to get resale tickets at face value to like other Swifties. Like I think there's been so many different ways that Swifties have shown that this is, you know, who they are, and they'll be there for each other.
With all these fan projects going on, do you think that it's really connecting the fans together despite the whole Ticketmaster situation? Like the Tabo project and then the friendship bracelets. Do you think that those are connecting fans?
I love it. Like the friendship bracelet thing is so fun. Like I've had like people who I've obviously been talking to, whatever, meeting up with them, like specific bracelets that were like geared for me. Like saying, like a bunch of people gave me Maroon ones or Reputation because I'm a Reps fan first and foremost, but also literally addicted to Maroon. Like I've tweeted out at least 5,600 probably times begging Taylor to please play Maroon for me at the tour. I that specifically is like a really cool one. Like I had people coming up to me at Glendale being like, oh, we didn't know about this, like can we have a bracelet? And I'm like, obviously, like here you go. And you meet some getting to do that. The Tabo one's really cool too. I'm actually in the group chat with all of them. They started it. I just kind of came in late and was like, hey, I can help if you want. And they were like, yeah, cool. Your followers, please tweet this out, do this, do that.
Yeah, we do have Tabo. So we started working on Tabo about 4 months ago. We're really excited about it, and we hope a lot of people and fans jump on. That's the main goal of it all. And I got a group of about 20 Swifties from Twitter who thankfully like joined in and like wanted to be a part of it. And now that's really like our main focus is just to try and make this happen, and we hope it does.
I think that one's going to be very cool if it ends up working, especially because it's something like she can really see.
Yeah.
Like with the friendship bracelets, yeah, I'm sure she knows that everyone's doing that, and they're adorable. Like I saw like a fan had given some to Andrea and Scott in the stands. Cool. But Taylor doesn't really get to partake in that one. But with Tabo, she would kind of get to be a part of it because she's there and seeing it, which is cool. Yeah. And I love that it really did. It brought like a whole bunch of different Swifties together. Like I've been talking to people that I don't normally talk to. And like I made specific bracelets for friends that I'm not going to be able to meet because they're going to different shows than me or whatever. And I actually like tweeted like, hey, does anybody want bracelets from me? And now I have to make so many freaking bracelets. I should not have done that, but we are.
Just another way you're going back to the community.
You're never going to be whatever age you are now, singing your favorite songs with your favorite artist, really, for most people, ever again. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to have these tangible things that you can bring home with you and go, years later on down the road, I got that at a Taylor Swift concert from probably so-and-so because I love Taylor Swift. And it's like, it's a wonderful, wonderful memory you're going to be able to have for the rest of your life. Yeah. And you can buy, but not everybody can buy merch, but you know what? Some random person is going to be handing out friendship bracelets because they felt like it. And how cool is that to say?
I've seen like a lot of tweets now that tour is really getting close, you know, saying like look out for the people around you, like make sure like they're okay, just like be there for each other. If you're outside the venue waiting to get in, like, you know, talk to each other. And I think that we're really going to see a lot of community and friendship come out of these tours, both the bracelets and, you know, meeting new people. And yeah, I'm excited to see the, you know, new relationships and new like connection that it brings us.
I feel like this tour is already going to hit different just because of everything we've gone through as like the Swiftie community. Like, do you also agree with that statement?
I don't think she set out, especially with Eras or anything. It is bringing the fans back into the fold because we've been so out of it for so long because of the pandemic, her trying to get everything back, copyright stuff. It's a love letter to herself and all of the hard work she's done, but also a big thank you to her fans because without us, she wouldn't have the say to be able, she wouldn't really have the say to be able to do all of this stuff. I just think it's a new way for her to reconnect with us fans after so long.
The Ticketmaster situation was so unfortunate, and I think that it was definitely a struggle, and I think a really awful example of how the ticket process should have gone, but I definitely think that it brought us all together. I have never seen Swifties as online and as active and like vocal as I have during that entire process. And so I'm really just excited to see, you know, what Eras Tour brings and how happy it's gonna make everyone.
Taylor Swift is like, she's an icon now. You know, she's sold millions of records. She's doing another full stadium tour. Her momentum is not going to slow down. It's going to actually speed up. The Swiftie fan base is honestly one of the best fan bases that I've ever seen and ever been a part of. I feel like they're very comforting. They're like a hype man group, you know? And I feel like this is just something that's never gonna die out. It's never gonna fizzle out. It's just gonna keep growing.
I know so many people who like have Swiftie friends that they haven't seen since the last tour. And I think it is really gonna hit different and be something special to just be with her and live music again and like be surrounded by 60,000 people all screaming the same lyrics you've been screaming alone like in your car. So yeah, I think it is going to be a really special tour, and I think that, you know, she's going to go all out, her fans are going to go all out, and it's going to be fun.